Hi guys, my name's Larry Diamond, aka The Ultimate, aka Paul Clements. I'm sat here, and this is not the first day of my blade project, but it's um, certainly a crucial day. I've got a bit of black on him there, but yeah, this is just blue tacked on. This blade I found online. It really suits blade. It looks like a good blade. I've just spent hours with loads of. It came matte, so I've just spent hours polishing it. So it'll be a shiny blade. I'm gonna basically saw off or file off probably this whole part here to make it more like the movie blade, and then come to a really big. I'm gonna chop basically massive bits off, make it much more like the movie blade. It'll probably be about this long by the time, because I'll probably chop down to about here and have this connected. So we'll get this hole out and we'll just chop all of this off, chop all of that off. Somewhere around here, maybe each side of the hole, there'll be a line. So forgetting about this portion, but that's really nice, and it's a fucking sharp blade. It's a real knife. It's got a real knife basically, and it's got fat. It's got nice lines like the original. It's just got a good look to the original there. Let you see a bit more shiny. But yeah, it's going good. I've just done the most difficult bit, which as V-Cross and anyone who's made this kit will tell you, getting the heads off of these is not fun. I'm sure you can get better at it. There's some black marks from where I've been. His jaw isn't on properly, so it's probably going to fall off. When I walk the dog, I get worried, because I think, I used to live in a bit like middle of town, inner city kind of area. So I used to wear these lead line tactical gloves with lead lining. It's like having a permanent knuckle duster on. I wore these for it because I could see it was dangerous as fuck, and it took me quite a long time to work it out. Now, what I never realised was that you have to keep this ball on. This was actually attached to or glued to the head there. Now you see how the head, I don't know if you can see it, I brought this light just in case. If you look in here, so yeah, there's a line in there, which on the outside you can see there's a nail here, and they line up perfectly if you take the head off here with this line here. Now I put in a 3mm spring retaining bar that I had to get just the right length. I measured it, and you can see the way it moves there. Oh, there goes the knife. At least the jaw stayed on. Oh no, now it's come off. So what I did was, these are lock-in needle and nose pliers. I yanked this head up as far as it'd go, and then I let the ball drop down, revealing this little hook, really tight, really difficult. Snipped it off, so this is now clamping that, and because it was clamping it just above this ball, so this was clamping it above that ball, I was able to then, this became loose, I wobbled it, I looked up inside it, I managed to get it loose, that came off, had this ready, pre-glued each side, so that bar's not going to slip, although it was quite hard to get that bar through anyway. Look at that, the wood's a bit cracked on this puppet. Not the greatest condition when it arrived, but it was only £25, which God knows what that is in dollars. But yeah, this is the deal basically. This is what is now holding that on, and will give you the articulation and just generally hold the head on. V-Cross done a nice job of tapering it, making it sure it's nice and moves around on the ball joint quite nicely. Pretty similar to what's inside the actual head of the puppet. You see, I did consider sawing it off because I wanted to see what was inside, but I don't have a saw, so that was a bad knife move. So yeah, overall, I mean, this puppet so far, I mean, I had to buy tools and some paints and some lacquer and stuff. So I've overall, in terms of my money, I've probably spent about 150, 160 pounds, which is probably somewhere around in dollars, probably like 140, 130. I don't know, maybe even less. But because the pound is weak against the dollar at the moment. So yeah, I mean, when you look at it makes it all worth it. Once I sat back, it was quite difficult, But once I sat back and I've got this fucking blade on his hand, it's going to fall off and stab him in the leg. Oh, there you go. Once I got his head on, you know, an old smiler's fucked off, it just looks beautiful just like that. I mean, it really looks like Toulon's made an early puppet. Obviously, you don't want to glue the head on before you've painted it, unless you want to sit there and try and get in there. I'm going to have to put pins in for the jaw to stop it coming off. But now it's just a case of painting. I hope I've got enough white paint. I thought I ordered a big bottle and a small one turned up, but we'll see. Sometimes paint goes a long way. Yes, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing. And for the money, yes, it is going to cost, you know, once his clothes are made and I've spent all the money and everything, it's going to be like upwards of £200. But in the long run, if I ordered a puppet tomorrow from Full Moon, it's going to be, you know, 16 inches or whatever it is. This is well up to like 20 inches at the moment. Or maybe, I mean, this is a 20-inch puppet, so this is getting up to the real blade size, the real 1/1 scale. You've got a real knife. I'm going to get a real hook. He's going to have real boots. I'm going to have maybe, see, in Puppet Master 2 he had more of a green, greeny kind of Nazi colour jacket. It wasn't actually black, so there's an army surplus shop near me that sells a mean Austrian officer's jacket that looks just the right colour. It's just the right material, so I might butcher that and just build a sick jacket. Obviously, just, I mean, I think I do actually have an Action Man turtleneck back there, but I'll build a little turtleneck, put the jacket over, and he'll be ready to go. The jackets I've seen are they're too fitting for me. I don't think he doesn't ever look like he's got much of a fitted jacket in the films. So he's going to have a baggy jacket. He's going to have a big back flap as well. In all the coolest pictures, he looks like he's got a really big, almost like a cape, covering his shoulders. They always seem too small on ones I've seen. So I'm going to go for much bigger looks, gradually moving that blade. It's almost like he's alive. And his fucking arm's going to drop off. But yeah, I'm really happy actually with shining up. I've never polished metal before. And I used 600 up to 1,500 sandpaper. Just gradually. It took me about an hour. There is a lot of drama going on in my life at the moment. There is dramas going on, which is why my wife isn't here. Not anything to do with me and her. Someone else we know who's just not doing too well. So, shout out to them. I hope it all sorts itself out. But you know, I've been a bit stressed out because of that. So, this has actually helped me a great deal. Doing this, you know, and hopefully I'll make a sick blade eventually. He looks funny there. But yeah, he's going to look great. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to think about painting his head now. I might use the box that he came in and to catch the paint. Try and secure his head somehow. But yeah, I mean, I've worked it all out. I'm working it all out. I've bought quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, so overall, I mean, it's cost me sort of, by the time the coat's done and the hair and the hat, it'll be probably around 220, something like that, which in dollars, again, it's more like 180, 185 in dollars. So that's pretty good value if you think about it. It's not that much more, and I'll get the joy of just building it myself. I'm so happy with that knife. Just looking at it, I'm really, really happy. Not with this back bit or this lump, but once that's chopped off, that will just look like a really nice, somewhere between Puppet Master 1 and the rest. I think his knife gets a bit too ridiculous sometimes in the later films, and maybe a bit too small in the early films. So in the first film, so somewhere in the middle would be nice. Oh, he looks, you're dead. There you go. That's the end. He's dead. Blade's dead, and now his knife's gonna fall off. Oh, there you go. So here we go again. Next stage of my build, the painting stage. I bought the cheapest fucking paintbrushes I could on Amazon, and they're shit. And they just basically, you brush it and millions of hairs come off. So what I ended up doing was like a 3-year-old finger painting. But actually rubbing this skull, rubbing this skull with my fingers and just stroking it, it actually really worked. I really enjoyed it, and I don't think, I managed to get in all the nooks and crannies. Everything seemed good. Like, I just, I didn't really, it wasn't really doing anything. I'm using a little mini, maybe around this nose here. But yeah, it didn't seem, so the first coat I just massaged it in. And this, the stuff it's printed in, it just is ready to go. You don't need, I wouldn't have said you needed a base. This may be the base. I may put another layer on. I've got this gloss. Again, cheapest, I'm going as cheap as I can go. So these are like £1 a bottle. This is the cheapest acrylic fake Games Workshop. So it's like game colour. Fake Games Workshop stuff. Bit of grey. Bit of white. Mix it together just to get a kind of off colour. I'm going to go for another layer which may be a bit more off. So I'm going for the half grey. Just I'm going to maybe just massage it in to make it weathered. Almost give it a weathered appearance. So this is definitely going to go. I'm not touching this fucking thing. So yeah, don't buy cheap ass paints. I might as well just throw them in the bin, which I might do in a minute. They're no good for painting anything. So yeah, I'm going to go for a real bit more weathering. See if the darkness happens to help it. I think it will. It's not going to be dry brushing or anything like that. I might need a better brush for that, or maybe I'll try some of the smaller ones, see if they... Dry brushing might not be so bad, because if any hairs come off, it's dry, they'll fall off the paint. So, but there was so many hairs in this, it was horrible. Fuck that brush. Yeah, so that's where we're at. As you can see here, I've this called Stonewall Grey. I've gone in and I've mixed a bit, and I applied it to the lip there. But I didn't find it was dark enough, so I put a bit more in. Only a touch of white in it this time. Almost straight up grey. Now, a lot of these have a slight bluishness to them. This needs smoothing off a bit. That's it. I definitely would recommend using your finger. It's actually really nice. It actually works. So yeah, I never wanted it. I know that people like to put a bit of blue in it. And I definitely like a bit of blue in it because it's like Cenobites in a way, but I want mine to be slightly more grey in the mouth, I guess. Just a very slight, I might improve, I might not like it, I might change it back, you never know, but very slightly grey there, very hard to see in this light, unfortunately. But yeah, just very slightly grey. In the daylight there, it's almost silverish, but no, it's stone grey, so if it doesn't look like there's enough, I can always just change it. I may put a little bit of black, maybe dry brush it, sort of put a bit of black in the grey, make it even darker, I don't know. But at the moment I'm pretty happy with that. It looks more, the film references I'm going for look like badly painted and grey, so... to be honest, the film ones themselves don't look that well painted when you look at them. So, by doing it with my fingers with dumbass cheap paints, I might be more like Charles Band. If you, not that he made the puppets, but it's a Charles Band quality production. So I'm waiting for this to dry, and then, as Via Cross says, I might use these Q-tips, or as we call them in England, earbuds. We use some earbuds and a bit of black. I'm not even going to say that on camera, but it's black, put it that way. And then a foreign word for black. And then we got these lovely old heads. Now, dry brushing with this fucking thing, it gives off 1,000,000 hairs a second, might be the one. But some of the smaller ones, I might have a little practice go. I've got where are they? Yeah, so I'll give it a go. Yeah, check back, that's how it's going so far. Okay. So now we're at an even more weirder stage of this, where basically what I've been doing is I did the eyes with the cotton bud like this, put it in the eyes. I did the nose first, and what I used was this rolled up bit of tissue and denked it in there. But what I found is once I did the nose, I noticed as the black was kind of drawn out, you get a nice almost like a weathered effect. You get a nice little, oh, there goes the jaw. You get a nice little weathered effect. You get kind of, you can understand that as it's drying, what I'm doing is not necessarily letting it fully dry. I'm just going around, and you see I've got a nice bit of grayed up, kind of weathering, oh my hand's going, grayed up, kind of busted up, like he's been around for a long time. Effects, bit of a smears of grey going on. There'll be a bit more dry brushing for sure. But you know, he's looking pretty weathered. He looks kind of cool. And again, referencing pictures of the original puppets, he was not painted immaculately. He was crusty as fuck. What the hell's going on with my hand? Jesus, he looks crusty as fuck, and just, you know, there's a little fleck of white there in the nose, but I'm just happy with it so far. It looks so good. Carry on painting it. I'm going to do all this bit black as well now. But yeah, that's how it's going. I'm not really necessarily, I've been doing it a lot with my fingers again, which you do one finger, then it's got the wrong colour, so I've been almost like finger painting the whole thing, which I've actually found quite nice. And again, here it's not, I've been trying to get imperfections in there, you know, whilst keeping the forehead white, and maybe trying to get the sides just to bring out the eyes. Maybe a bit of white, a bit more white along there, I'm not sure. But yeah, just trying to get it looking kind of weathered. But yeah, I think he looks fucking sick. Yeah. Yeah, so I just did under the mouth. And basically that was the hardest fucking bit. That was really hard for some reason. It started to infect the nice grey. Look, it's still going there. It started to infect the nice grey bit that I'd done. On his lip, it started to fuck it up and get involved, which I didn't like. And this is basically the method I've been using. Just a little bit of a dab of the old finger. That's what's giving me a nice horrible weathered effect, especially like places like there. Maybe a bit too grey, but yeah, it's giving it a nice weathered effect. But yeah, that was hard. I basically had to bend this into a shape where I could, bit of old tissue. Yeah, that was actually really hard. Oh look, it's left a streak up his head. But again, you can turn a smear that you've left on his head of black into a nice weathered bit. Now he's got a nice weathered bit. Again, you see, just by being a bit mean with your painting, being a bit crazy, it can actually make it look more nice, naturally weathered. Because obviously people handling it, all that, that's what would give a puppet its... hold it up in the light, the best light we got. Yes, it looks nice and professional, almost really nicely weathered, and cool looking. So yeah, I'm still pretty happy, and it looks, to my reference picture, it looks probably better painted, if that can be believed. I'm not going to ram that in until the black's on. That would be a fool's mistake. Now I'm having a little break because I just put some medical tape around his neck so that his head's fixed on, and I'm having a little drink, a little bit of Courvoisier and water, because I'm feeling fucking ace. Look at this. I've just taped his hand on there just to see the size, and that is beautiful. It's obviously going to come out a bit further, but my blade doesn't need to compensate for nothing. He's a sick blade. Obviously I can't put his jaw on. His jaw's looking nice there, but I can't put his jaw on because, you know, I need to have an eye out there. But yeah, look, he's like a kind of, definitely, I'm going to call him like proto blade. He's fucking proto blade at the moment. I think he's kicking fucking ass. Get the lamp up to his face. There's a little bit of old cotton bud on his nose there. Yeah, the cotton buds were actually really useful in the end, but yeah, still maybe just a little bit more dry brushing stuff around his face. But actually I think he's pretty perfect. I don't mind just a bit of dirt, you know. I don't want him to be too dirty, but I don't want him to be not dirty, so he's kind of in between. He looks so cool, much better than some plastic one. He's sort of ill. Obviously his jaw's off, but he's going to have an articulated jaw. He's got one hell of a nice... I've spent a good part of the afternoon shining that. It was matte to begin with. We got the sandpaper out. But yeah, he's just chilling. Proto blade. He's just chilling out. He's just waiting for his job to dry. And then he's going to look so fucking sick once he's got his clothes and his hair. One hell of a blade. I'm very, very pleased. Thank you to Viacross. Shout out to Circus of the Dead. Even though I'm doing a lot of this myself, I appreciate if anyone out there does this build. Then obviously they're going to want to contact Viacross for the awesome puppet head. Get this from China for like 25 quid, which I imagine be like $22, $21. This was like a £15 knife. You might be able to get something cheaper, but I mean, you just got to get the right blade for you. That blade's right for me. Obviously, I'm going to chop all of this bit off, so you've got to imagine it a bit more shaped like Blade's blade. You can imagine it's going to be a bit more shapely and a little bit further out. And then I'm going to work on the mount myself. I bought a soldering kit. I bought some brass plating. So yeah, I'm going to solder it. Paint over the solder if it needs it. But yeah, I'm going to work on making my own mount. Make my own hook. Why the hell not? People, if you can't be asked to do that, people make, Viacross does beautiful manufactured blades. But being a skinflint and being a poor person, living in a ex-council flat, I've got mortgage, I ain't got no money, so I can't afford all that big stuff. But actually, the joy of making your own bits is part of the fun, really. And I'm so happy with this knife. It really was. The handle, I threw it in the bin. It's the worst handle. I took this knife out of its handle in 5 seconds with no tools. It was the worst knife I've ever bought. But shining it up, it's just got that shape. I was just looking for that shape. But yeah, look at him. Come on, hurry up and dry paint. I want to put his jaw on. So yeah, hurry up and dry paint. Then I'll put his jaw on. Ugh, too much fucking brandy, mate. Then I'll put his jaw on. Ooh. And we'll see what Proto Blade looks like. He's looking a bit camp at the moment. He's looking like he's having a good time in his life, a little bit camp. There he is, Proto Blade. He's just chilling. That isn't dry yet. I'll just whack the jaw on. If it touches it and makes it black, no one's going to see it anyway. But yeah, look at that. He looks so good. Touch of grey on the lips. As I say, the later films he had the blue. But I just wanted it to be nice and subtle like he was originally just white. And the grey is just to simulate. Where's my torch? The grey is just there to sort of simulate the shadow if there's no light on him. But again, he's sort of off-white, a bit of white in there, lots of grey. I wanted to do the grey up to the corners, but it just looked weird. It made him look like the Joker or something. So I kind of, got rid of that a bit. A little bit of a white dot there, but I like that. See, every impurity just to me makes it look more realistic. And I've deliberately done all this dirty bit around there. Maybe not enough of a dirty bit around there, but I think it just overall looks good. I'll take my glasses off. I don't know why I'm wearing them. I'm short-sighted, so it's no good at all. So yeah, I just love the way he looks. Now Viacross ones, you can always tell it's a Viacross one because the black in the mouth has that chiseled away look where it's chiseled along. So whenever I see a picture of a blade, I always know if it's his. It just has that kind of where it's been beveled away when he originally, I imagine, detached the jaw. There you go. You can. Thank you for making me, Paul. I'll serve you well, my puppet master. I'm gonna kill you, kill Udo Kid. I'm going to kill Udo. He ain't no puppet master. Yeah, so he's looking a bit camp at the moment, but yeah, the blade, I think it's just the right size, about the same size as his head. Obviously this bit is going to get chiseled away or either sawn or filed away, so it's going to be much more of a blade like shape. Obviously I'm going to make the mount and the clothes and all that, so there you go. blade. I'm very happy with my blade puppet. He looks so good. I've not permanently put his hand. You can see the white there. That's what it should be. I might leave it like that because he's going to have a collar on anyway. But that's what he would be. Pure, much purer white. You can see now what the off-white's done. And he just looks really... Again, I've got this kind of crap here. I can just dip my finger in, get a little bit, any bit like that, I can just smooth it in a bit. Slightly unorthodox way of doing it, but it's like being a little kid doing little finger paints. That's what happens, you get something perfect and then you fiddle with it. Yeah, so that's a bit too much grey in that. So we'll factor in a bit more white, bit of water there, just so it fades it in a bit better. This is what it's been like the whole time. Just a little else, put hair in it, that's great. So now you get to see what the bloody hair, get out of it. See, it's fighting against these hairs, there you go. The hairs of that brush left everywhere, that's the hardest bit. I think a lot of them are in this water. I'll just dip my finger in. But yeah, so I prefer this bit to be a bit more white, the forehead, and running down the nose, just to give the eyes a bit more pop. Oh, come on. So there you go, now you get to see a little bit of the process, the crazy psychotic process he's been through. Oh, there goes the jaw. That was always going to happen. There we are. So yeah, there you go. So I think I've improved that somewhat. Put the jaw back on. Onto the wet paint. Like a G, there you go. Oh well. Yeah, see that's better now, the forehead. It was a bit weird before. But there you are. So sure, I'll fiddle around with it. It looks perfect to me, and but I'm going to hold off the gloss varnish, which again is the very cheap one. I'm going to hold off the gloss until I'm 100% with that face, but it looks pretty damn good to me, so I'm happy with that. So there you go. Thanks Viacross, thanks Toulon, AndreToulon.com to buy the head. Beautiful kits. Definitely going to build a load more puppets, so yeah, this is it. Proto Blade Stage 1 finished. Fucking A. Oh, hang on. That's the Hellraiser theme. I was talking about this the other day. The Hellraiser theme. It sounds so much like the Puppet Master theme. As it goes. Blade, blade, proto, blade, 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 blade. I'm going to turn that into a puppet and take the head off. Blade, 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 retro blade, 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 dinner, 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 dinner.